Benji B coming up at 1am tonight. Jack Saunders with the Radio 1 Indie Show before then. And Ricky, Melvin and Charlie coming up in just a couple minutes' time. Thanks for listening, folks. Time now for Newsbeat at 9pm with Steve Holden.
The Queen says yes to plans on pausing Parliament.
Newsbeat.
There's been a significant development to Brexit today because Parliament is going to be suspended just before the Brexit deadline of Halloween. Many MPs are angry that reduces time for them to debate Brexit. Our politics editor is Jim Connolly.
Yeah, those that want to force the Prime Minister to rule out a no-deal Brexit are furious. That's because they need all the time they can get to try to pass a new law to try to rule it out. Boris Johnson says that's just not true, and he says it's all about him setting out what he wants to do as Prime Minister.
The Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn has called the move a smash and grab on our democracy, and the BBC understands that Scotland's Conservative leader Ruth Davidson is on the verge of quitting.
Newsbeat.
Just a day after Bury were expelled from the English Football League, Bolton Wanderers' survival has been secured. A company called Football Ventures has completed its takeover of the League One club. Bolton has had financial problems for months, with staff not being paid and some workers having to rely on food banks. The BBC's Dan Rowan has more.
Paul Appleton, who is the joint administrator at Bolton Wanderers, they went into administration, of course, in May, the first Football League club to suffer such a fate in 6 years, has announced that after a huge amount of work, a lot of optimism and then disappointment, finally a deal has been agreed.
Meanwhile, Phil Neville says the heart of Bury's been ripped out. The England boss says he's devastated for the town where he was born. AJ Tracey and Notes are among those who've posted messages of support for Mist. There are unconfirmed reports the rapper was shot in the leg during an armed robbery in Portugal last night. Campaigners are calling for people at festivals to be charged a £25 deposit to camp. That's in the hope they stop leaving tents behind. And the environmental activist Greta Thunberg has landed in New York after a 15-day journey across the Atlantic by boat. The 16-year-old's going to attend climate meetings. She sailed from Plymouth on a zero-emissions yacht. This is Newsbeat. We are going to be back in the morning.
Thank you, Newsbeat, and big up to Annie Mac for the last 2 hours of new music as always. Stepping up, stepping in. It's us three. Ricky, Melvin and Charlie, we're here till 11pm. Apologies.
Ricky